I don't care who you are in any field. If you're a perfectionist and you're searching for perfection, that search for perfection brings problems. Because number one, not everybody, not every student in that band is a perfectionist or wants to be. He wants to do it just about right. Pretty good. Pretty good's good enough. And so do his parents, incidentally. And so do the teachers. The whole philosophy is built around, see, you have your choice, don't you? An A, a B, a C, or a D, or an E. Well, some kids, if they get a B, they cry. They want an A. They've always gotten A's, but they got a B in this semester, and they don't like it. And this kid here, he never got anything but D's. If he makes a C, that's a great victory for him. He never did see these two up here, never will. So not every kid in the Hobart band was talented, not by a long shot. But the one thing that I insisted on, and I think I got pretty well, you do your best. Don't ever let me down. I never want to hear of you give me 98%. No. And you particularly need 110. So give me 100, will you? Don't let me down. And they felt they were letting me down. Not the piece, but me. And I wanted that. Because along with that became a sort of an idealization of what we both wanted. A mutual agreement that just about right was not good enough. And I used all kinds of examples of trying to, or if you wash your car, do it right. Or if you rake the lawn, do it right. And I tried to do that intentionally because some of these kids, you might say, well, they never play again after, but they're going to mow the lawn. And they'll remember that. And I know they remember it because they tell me so. And that makes me feel good. They remember that part much better than they did what I said about the music. That's okay, because if he's a doctor and he remembers our standards, and I can show you letters from doctors that says that very thing. What you did for me outside of music was more important that you did for me. Because in my field, I'm not in music. But I remember what you said, and I'm using it. There was a dentist by the name of Gus Metaxas. And I never knew that Gus was this successful as a dentist in L.A. We went out to the Rose Bowl, and he learned we were going. And he wrote Miss Mary and I a letter, invited us to his home. He lives in the countryside out of L.A. Now, I never knew this kid was that successful. He never told me. I told him, I said, oh, I'm so proud of you, Gus. This is marvelous. Among his patients, and then he had their pictures in his office, autographed. Jack Benny, people like this, George Burns, you name them, all the Hollywood stars. There was patience. Well, you don't do that for nothing, And so we got talking more about it. And he told me then about his clients in this thing. And he said, Dr. Revelli, the one thing you gave me that has had a great deal to do with my success as a dentist and has nothing in the world to do with music. You taught me what it means to do something perfect, to do it right. He said, well, when I have a patient, and his secretary, who I met the next day, she said, he quotes you all the time. He's continually quoting you. And his standards come from what you gave him. Gee, I felt 10 feet tall. I said, it had nothing to do with music. But here's a successful dentist. It's using my philosophy about you don't do it just about right. As I get older, I believe those things are actually even more meaningful to me than if they're good band conductor. I just, you know, what kind of a person are they, and what were they achieving outside of music? And so I think the true satisfaction, pride of being a teacher is what you have done with the individuals with whom you taught, with whom you were associated, of what they are, what their whole concept of life is all about. Because long after they leave you, your influence is being felt. And as the years pass by, I found even more deeply than they were when you're with you. I think that's the true essence of a great teacher. I think Socrates and Sosthenes, Aristotle, their philosophies were tremendous. They were concerned about integrity, honesty, beauty, facts, no phony. And I don't see anything wrong with that. I mean, I think we need more of that in our teaching.